The debris field drifted like a frozen storm at the edge of mapped space. Broken hull plates, shattered engines, and old cargo pods floated in silence. Most of it was human junk from failed colonies or old trade routes. Some of it was older, from wars no one liked to remember. Almost none of it was worth much. The small salvage ship Dawnskipper moved slowly through the field, its engines humming low. Inside, Lily Morrow watched the scanner with tired eyes. She was 17, thin, sharp, and careful in the way people had to be when mistakes could kill them. This run was supposed to be quick. Grab scrap, sell it, get fuel, leave. Behind her, strapped into a worn seat, was her little brother, Jake. Jake Morrow was 12 years old and too curious for his own good. His boots did not quite reach the floor, and his helmet was still a size too big, even after many trips. He leaned forward, staring out the narrow window at the drifting wrecks. "Don't unstrap," Lily said without looking back, "and don't touch anything." "I know," Jake said. He always said that. He almost never followed it. The Dawnskipper eased past a twisted freighter when something flickered on the edge of the scanner. Lily frowned. It was not debris. It was too smooth, too large. "That's strange," she muttered. Jake leaned closer. "What is it?" "I don't know yet," Lily said. She adjusted the controls. The image sharpened. The object was huge, far bigger than any ship Lily had ever seen. It was dark, almost black, but not the dull black of burned metal. It looked deep, like space itself had folded into a shape. Its surface was unbroken by damage. No cracks, no exposed wires, no markings she could see. "Is it alien?" Jake asked softly. Lily swallowed. "Maybe. Or maybe it's a trap." Alien wrecks were rare. Most alien tech self-destructed or vanished after battles. What little remained was dangerous, unstable, deadly. The ship drifted slowly, as if asleep. "We shouldn't go near it," Lily said. Jake stared at the screen. He felt something strange in his chest. Not fear, not excitement. Something like being watched, but gently, like standing near a deep lake. "It looks lonely," he said. Lily snorted. "It's a ship, Jake." But she did not turn away. The scanner showed no power, no weapons. No signals. It was dead, at least by all known rules. "5 minutes," Lily said at last. "We take a look from a distance." Jake grinned inside his helmet. The Dawnskipper drifted closer. As they approached, the size of the alien ship became clearer. It was longer than a city block. Its shape was smooth and curved, like it had grown instead of being built. Faint lines ran across its hull, too even to be damaged. They reminded Jake of veins under skin. "This thing is ancient," Lily whispered. "Look at the dust layers." The ship was coated in a fine gray film, space dust built up over ages. Thousands of years, maybe more. Jake pressed his gloved hand to the glass. The moment he did, something changed. Deep inside the alien ship, a system that had been silent longer than human history registered a pattern. Not a signal, not a command. A mind, a simple mind, young, flexible, curious, compatible. A faint pulse ran through the ship's core. Lily's console beeped. "What was that?" she said, fingers flying over controls. The alien ship did not move, but a dim light spread across its surface. Lines along the hull glowed softly, like embers waking under ash. "Lily," Jake said, his voice tight, "it's lighting up." "I see that," she snapped. Then fear crept into her voice. "Jake, unstrap, slowly, we're leaving." The Dawnskipper's engines flared. Nothing happened. "Why aren't we moving?" Jake asked. Lily stared at the controls. "Engines are responding, thrusters are firing, something's holding us." Outside, the alien ship's glow deepened. A low vibration passed through space, not sound, but pressure. Jake felt it in his bones. He was not afraid. He felt calm. "It's not hurting us," he said. "You don't know that," Lily said. Sweat floated from her forehead in tiny spheres. The vibration stopped. Their ship was released. The Dawnskipper drifted free. Lily did not wait. She turned the ship hard and burned away from the relic as fast as the engines allowed. For a long time, neither of them spoke. When the alien ship was far behind them, dark once more, Lily finally exhaled. "That was too close," she said. "We're reporting this. No one touches it." Jake nodded, but his thoughts were still back there. He dreamed that night. He dreamed of standing inside a vast hall made of light and shadow. Shapes moved around him, tall and strange, but gentle. They were not human. They were old, very old. One of them knelt before him. "You are still here," it said without words. Others failed. Others broke. Jake woke with his heart racing. Back at the outpost, the discovery spread fast. A ship that old, that intact, was impossible. Authorities arrived. Scientists followed. The debris field became crowded with lights and ships. Jake and Lily were told to stay out of the way. Jake tried, he really did, but the dreams did not stop. Each night the hall returned. Each night the presence grew clearer. You are small, it said, but you bend without breaking. On the third day, Jake slipped away. The alien ship waited where it had always been, drifting in silence. Security drones circled it, but none dared dock. No tools could cut its hull. No scanners could read its core. Jake stole a small pod. It was easy. No one expected a kid to do something so stupid. The pod drifted toward the relic. As he drew close, the hull glowed again. "Hi," Jake whispered, feeling foolish. A section of the hull shifted, not opened, changed, space folded inward, forming a smooth opening. Jake's pod was gently pulled inside, the airlock sealed behind him. Inside, gravity returned softly. Warm light filled the space. Jake stepped out, his boots touching a floor that felt almost alive. The walls curved upward, glowing faintly. The air was clean, perfect. "I'm Jake," he said, his voice echoed. The ship answered, not with sound. With feeling, it showed him images, stars being born and dying, worlds burning, fleets clashing, species rising with pride and falling to dust. It showed him itself, built not as a weapon but as an ark, a keeper. It had waited for minds that could adapt, survive loss, and still care. Most species were strong, few endured. Humans were weak, but they kept going. "You found me," the ship said, not with power, with curiosity. Jake sank to the floor, tears floating from his eyes. "I didn't mean to," he said. "That is why it matters." Outside, alarms blared as the relic came fully alive for the first time in ages. For thousands of years, it had drifted alone. Now it had been found. And the galaxy was about to notice. Jake did not know how long he stayed inside the alien ship. Time felt strange there, not slow, not fast. It simply moved when it needed to. The light around him shifted gently, like breathing. The walls hummed with a calm that settled deep inside his chest. Outside, panic spread. When Jake's stolen pod vanished into the alien ship, every sensor at the outpost screamed. Security teams rushed to their stations. Commanders shouted orders that no one fully understood. Lily Morrow pushed past guards and engineers, her face pale. "My brother is in there," she said. "You have to get him out." No one answered her right away. Dr. Ben Carter stood near the main display, staring at the readings with wide eyes. He had spent his life studying alien ruins. None of them behaved like this. "We can't force entry," he said quietly. "Every attempt just fails, tools shut down, drones lose signal." "Then talk to it," Lily snapped. "Do something." Inside the ship, Jake felt a soft pull guiding him forward. The floor shifted under his feet, forming a smooth path. He followed it, wiping his face with his sleeve. "Are you alive?" he asked. "Yes," the ship answered, not with words but with meaning. "Are you going to hurt people?" No. The path opened into a vast chamber. Light flowed through the air like mist. In the center hovered a shape, not solid, not empty. It reminded Jake of a heart made of stars. "This is my core," the ship said. "I am incomplete." "What do you mean?" "I was built to wait, to observe, to choose." Jake felt a wave of sadness roll through him. Images filled his mind, the ship drifting alone through endless dark, watching species rise, fight, and fade again and again. "Why didn't you pick them?" Jake asked. "They broke when they lost, or they turned on each other, or they could not change." Jake thought of humans, of broken colonies, of wars, of his parents lost to an accident that no one could fix. "We break too," he said. "You repair each other," the ship replied. Outside, the alien ship began to change. Its hull glowed brighter than before. Patterns shifted across its surface like flowing water. Energy readings spiked, then settled into a steady rhythm. Maya Lewis leaned over her console, stunned. "It's stabilizing itself. Drawing power from nothing we can measure." "Or from somewhere else," Ben said. Military ships arrived soon after, sleek and armed. Commanders demanded control. Politicians demanded answers. None of it mattered. The alien ship did not respond to them. Inside, Jake felt tired. The ship sensed it. "Your body is weak," it said. "You need rest." "Can I go back?" Jake asked. Fear flickered in him then, fear of never seeing Lily again. "Yes, but you must return again." "Why me?" "Because you listened." The floor rose gently, carrying him back toward the opening. The hull parted once more and his pod drifted free. The moment Jake emerged, systems across the human fleet lit up. Cheers broke out. Lily ran to him as soon as he was brought aboard the Dawnskipper. She grabbed him hard, pulling him close. "You stupid, stupid kid," she said, her voice shaking. "I'm sorry," Jake said, "but it didn't hurt me." She pulled back, looking at his face. His eyes seemed brighter somehow, calmer. "What did it do to you?" she asked. Jake shook his head. "Nothing bad, it just talked." The news spread fast. A child had entered the alien ship and lived. Within hours, Jake was surrounded by adults asking questions. Doctors scanned him. Scientists tested him. Officers watched him like he might explode. Jake answered simply. He did not understand most of what the ship showed him, only how it felt. "It's not angry," he told them. "It's just tired of being alone." Many did not believe him, but the ship backed him up. When Ben Carter approached in a shuttle unarmed, the ship opened a small channel. Lights pulsed gently like a greeting. When weapons locked on, systems across the fleet failed for exactly 3 seconds. No damage, just a warning. It was clear. The ship chose how this would go. Over the next days, controlled contact began. Ben and Maya were allowed closer than anyone else, but only when Jake was present. Without him, the ship stayed silent. "It responds to him," Maya said in disbelief. "Like he's a key." "Or a bridge," Ben replied. Jake did not like the attention. He spent most of his time sitting quietly near the viewing ports, watching the ship drift beside the outpost. Sometimes it spoke to him. "You are afraid," it said once. "Yeah," Jake admitted. "Everyone is staring at me." They fear what they cannot command. "Are you going to let them command you?" Jake asked. Number Jake smiled a little at that. Far beyond human space, something else noticed the change. Ancient sensors, older than most stars humans had named, detected a signal they had not felt in ages. A relic had awakened. And it had chosen. Among the watchers were beings who remembered the last cycle, who remembered the ship and what it meant. They were not pleased. Back at the outpost, the alien ship began to share small things, not weapons, not secrets of destruction, simple knowledge. Star maps that corrected human errors, energy flows that made reactors cleaner, materials that healed microfractures instead of hiding them. Human engineers were stunned. "It's teaching us how to fix what we already have," Maya said, "not giving us shortcuts." Inside the ship, Jake asked why. "Power without understanding destroys," it replied. "Did others try to take your power?" Jake asked. Yes, they failed. Jake thought of history lessons, of empires that burned bright and fast. He understood more than he liked. One night, as Jake slept, alarms sounded again. Unknown ships had entered the outer system. Their designs were sharp and unfamiliar, not human. Military channels exploded with panic. The alien ship pulsed once, calm and steady. "They are early," it told Jake gently. "Early for what?" "For testing you." Jake sat up in his bunk, heart pounding. "Testing us how?" "By pressure, by fear, by loss." Outside, the unknown ship slowed, observing. Inside the ancient relic, systems long dormant began to wake further, not in anger, but in readiness. The waiting was ending. Humanity had been noticed, and part 2 of the long trial had begun. The unknown ships did not attack at first. They moved slowly, like predators circling a new prey. Their hulls were dark and sharp, and their engines left thin trails of light that did not match any human technology. The outpost scanners struggled to read them. The readings were wrong, like the ships were hiding behind a mask. "They're waiting," Captain Greer said, staring at the display. He was the commander of the outpost. His voice was calm, but his hands shook. "Waiting for what?" Lily asked. She stood beside him, her arms crossed. She was still angry at the way everyone treated her brother like a prize. "For a mistake," Greer said. "For us to make a wrong move." Jake stood behind them, quiet. He did not like the way the aliens looked. He did not like the way the humans looked either. He could feel the tension in the air like static. Inside the alien ship, the light pulsed softly. The ship spoke to Jake without words, as it always did. "They are close," it said. "Close to what?" Jake asked. "To you," the ship replied. Jake swallowed. "Why me?" "Because you are the one who listens," the ship said. Jake felt a strange pride. He also felt fear. He was only a kid. How could he be the one to save everyone? Outside, the unknown ship sent a small probe. It was a thin dart of metal that moved like a living thing. It passed through the debris field without touching anything. It came close to the alien ship and stopped. The probe hovered there, and then it released a signal. The signal was not sound. It was a pattern of energy. It hit the alien ship and made its surface glow. The ship responded. Lines of light traveled across its hull like veins waking up. The alien ship's glow brightened, and the pattern on its surface shifted into a shape that looked like a symbol. The human fleet watched in awe. The unknown ships watched too. Then one of the unknown ships fired a beam. It was not strong enough to break the alien ship. It was a test, a question. The beam hit the alien ship, and for a moment nothing happened. Then the beam returned to its sender. It did not hit the alien ship again. It simply bounced back as if the alien ship had pushed it away without touching it. The unknown ships moved back. They had not expected that. Inside the outpost, people began to whisper. Fear turned into anger. "They attacked us," one officer said. "They did not," another replied. "They tested us." "They will attack," someone else said. "We need to strike first." Lily stared at the screen. "They won't stop," she said. "They will keep testing until we break." Ben Carter looked at her. "Then we must not break." Maya Lewis shook her head. "We are not ready for war," she said. "We barely understand the ship." But the unknown ships did not look like they were there for war. They looked like they were there for something else, something older. Jake returned to the alien ship alone that night. He did not tell anyone. He slipped out in a small shuttle and flew through the dark past the outpost's lights toward the relic. The ship opened for him. The air inside was warm and calm. Jake walked to the central chamber again. The Starheart shape hovered in the air, glowing softly. "They are here," Jake said. "Yes," the ship replied. "They remember." "Remember what?" "They remember the last time I chose a species," the ship said. Jake's eyes widened. "You chose before?" "Many times," the ship replied. But the choices failed. The species were too proud, too cruel, too weak. They used the ship as a weapon. They used it as a throne. They used it to destroy. "So you stopped choosing?" Jake asked. "I waited," the ship said. "I waited for a species that could carry the burden." Jake felt a chill. "And you think humans can?" "Yes," the ship said, "but the test is not over." "What test?" Jake asked. The ship's light pulsed. Images filled Jake's mind. Worlds, battles, collapse, a great silence. "You will be tested," the ship said. "By those who fear what you might become." Jake thought of the unknown ships. "They are afraid of us." "They are afraid of the ship replied, "and of what you might become if you learn." Jake sat down on the floor. He felt small. "What do we do?" he asked. The ship's light shifted and a map appeared in Jake's mind. Not a map of stars, a map of choices. It showed paths, it showed doors, it showed what might happen if humanity chose one way or another. "You must decide," the ship said. "You must decide what you are willing to become." Jake's heart raced. He wanted to run away, he wanted to hide, he wanted to be a normal kid again. But he knew he could not because the ship had chosen him. Outside, the unknown ships moved closer. They began to form a line as if surrounding the outpost and the alien ship. Their engines glowed, their weapons were ready, the human fleet prepared too, but their weapons were small compared to the unknown ships. Their ships were not built for a fight like this. The outpost's commander called a meeting. Everyone important was there. The room was full of tension. "We have two options," Captain Greer said. "We can attack or we can try to talk." "Talk," Lily said. "They already attacked." "They tested us," Greer replied, "but they also left. They did not destroy us. That means they want something." Ben Carter spoke quietly. "They want the ship," he said. "They want what we found." "Why?" Meyer asked. "What is so special about it?" Ben looked at Jake. "It is a seed," he said. "A ship built to grow a species into something else." Lily shook her head. "We don't want to be grown into something else," she said. "We want to be human." Jake's eyes filled with tears. He did not want to think about losing his humanity. He did not want to think about being used. But the ship's voice came into his mind. "You will change," it said. "Not because you are forced, but because you learn." Jake wiped his eyes. "I want to protect people," he said, "but I don't want to hurt anyone." "You will have to choose," the ship replied. That night, Jake returned to the alien ship again. He did not tell anyone. He felt a strange connection to the ship now, like it was a friend, like it was a teacher. "What do we do?" Jake asked. The ship showed him a vision. A fleet of unknown ships attacked a world. They destroyed it quickly. They did not need to. They did it because they wanted to show power. "They are cruel," Jake whispered. "They are careful," the ship replied. "Cruelty is a tool, power is a weapon. They use both to control." Jake felt anger rise in him. He wanted to fight. He wanted to protect his home. He wanted to show them that humans were not weak. But the ship's voice was calm. "You must not fight like them," it said. "You must fight like yourselves." Jake closed his eyes. "What does that mean?" "It means you must use what you have," the ship said, "not what you wish you had." Jake thought of his small outpost, of the old salvage ships, of the broken engines, of the people who survived on scraps and hope. They were not strong, not like the unknown ships, but they were alive, and they were human. The next morning, the unknown ships moved closer. Their weapons glowed, their hulls were ready, the human fleet prepared for the worst. Lily stood beside Jake in the control room. You know they are going to attack, right? She asked. Jake nodded. They might, he said, but the ship said we should not fight like them. Lily looked at him. What does that even mean? Jake swallowed. It means we have to be smart, he said, not just strong. Ben Carter stepped forward. We could try a signal, he said, something that shows we are not a threat. They already know we are a threat, an officer said. They are here because of the ship. Or because of you, Maya said quietly. The officer frowned. What do you mean? Maya looked at the display. They are not attacking yet, she said. They are watching, waiting. Maybe they want to see how we react. Lily stared at the unknown ships on the screen. So what do we do? She asked. Do we show them we are not afraid? No, Ben said. We show them we are not predictable. The room went silent. Jake felt the ship's presence in his mind. You are ready, it said. Ready for what? Jake asked. For choice, the ship replied. The unknown ships fired a warning beam. It swept across the outpost's shields. It did not break them. It simply tested their strength. The human fleet fired back, but their weapons did not reach. The beam stopped before it could hit the unknown ships. It was like an invisible wall. The unknown ships did not fire again. They waited. Jake felt fear. They're too strong, he whispered. The ship replied, You are not alone. Jake turned to Lily. I think the ship can help, he said. Lily stared at him. How? Jake looked at the alien ship on the screen. It can do things we don't understand, he said. It can stop their weapons. Ben frowned. We cannot ask it to fight for us, he said. That would make us a weapon too. Jake nodded. I know, he said, but maybe it can do something else. The alien ship's light pulsed. It sent a message to Jake, clear as a voice in his mind. Bring them to me, it said. Jake's stomach tightened. Bring who? The unknown ships, the ship replied. You want me to bring them here? Jake asked. Yes, the ship said. You will show them that you are not a threat. How? The ship's light shifted, showing a path, a route through the debris field, a place where the unknown ships could be led without endangering the outpost. Jake looked at the map. It was dangerous. It was a trap. It was also the only chance. He turned to Lily. I think I know what to do, he said. Lily stared at him. You're not going alone, she said. Jake shook his head. I have to, he said. If I go with someone, they will get hurt. Lily's eyes filled with tears. You're not a hero, she said. You're a kid. I'm a kid who found a ship, Jake said quietly, and now it's asking me to do something. Lily looked at him for a long moment, then she nodded. Fine, she said, but I'm not letting you go alone. Jake smiled. You always do that, he said. Lily sighed. I know. Together they prepared. The human fleet moved to cover them. The outpost ships stayed behind to protect the civilians. The unknown ships followed from a distance, curious. Jake's small shuttle moved toward the alien ship. He felt the ship's calm energy around him. He felt its confidence. As he approached, the alien ship opened its hull. Jake entered. The ship's core glowed brighter than ever. It felt alive now, like a sleeping giant waking. Are you sure? Jake asked. Yes, the ship replied, I am sure. The ship guided Jake to a control panel that was not like human machines. It was smooth. It responded to thought, not touch. It was like a mind. The ship showed Jake a simple truth. You are not alone, it said. You never were. Jake took a deep breath. He felt the weight of the moment. He felt the fear. He also felt something else, hope. He stepped forward. The alien ship prepared to do what it had been waiting for. The alien ship's light grew brighter. It filled the chamber and the air felt warm. Jake stood in the center, feeling the ship's power around him. He could feel the ship thinking. It was not like a human mind. It was older, wider, and calmer. Outside, the unknown ships waited. They were close now, their weapons ready. The human fleet held back, afraid to start a war. The outpost's people watched through screens, their faces pale. Lily stood beside Captain Greer in the control room. Her hands were tight on the rail. If he fails, she whispered, we are all dead. Greer did not answer. He did not want to say the truth, but he knew it. The unknown ships were not here to negotiate. They were here to take the alien ship. They wanted its power, its knowledge, its ability to choose. And they did not care who died. Inside the alien ship, Jake felt the ship's message in his mind. You are ready, it said. Now you must show them who you are. How? Jake asked. His voice was small. You will not fight like them, the ship said. You will fight like yourself. Jake closed his eyes. He tried to think like the ship. Not like a soldier, not like a machine, like a human. He thought of his mother, his father. The small moments that mattered. The way people laughed even when they were hungry. The way they helped each other even when they had nothing. He thought of Lily, her anger, her love. Her need to protect him. He thought of the outpost, of the people who lived there, of the children who played in the dark and still dreamed, and he understood. The unknown ships were strong because they used fear. They used power. They used control. Humans were not strong in that way. Humans were strong because they kept living. Jake opened his eyes. "What do you want me to do?" he asked the ship. The ship's light pulsed. It showed him a path. "Go to the edge of the debris field," the ship said. "Lead them there." "Why?" Jake asked. "Because there is something there," the ship replied, "something they fear." Jake felt his heart beat faster. "What is it?" The ship did not answer directly. It simply showed him a memory. Long ago, before humans existed, the ship had fought a great enemy. That enemy had been destroyed, but its remnants were trapped in the debris field. A kind of poison, a kind of shadow. The ship had sealed it away. The unknown ships were the same kind of shadow. They were the remnants. They were afraid of the seal, and the seal was about to open. Jake's skin went cold. "Are you saying they are not the real enemy?" he asked. The ship's light dimmed slightly. "Yes," it said. "The real enemy is the one that follows." Jake looked at the control panel. He saw a set of commands. They were not words, they were feelings, a map, a path. He understood enough. He turned to leave the chamber. The ship's light followed him like a gentle hand. As he moved through the ship, he felt the walls change. They became more solid, more real, as if the ship was preparing for something. He reached the airlock. Outside, the unknown ships were closer. Their shadows moved across the stars like dark clouds. Jake climbed into his shuttle. Lily was waiting. "Are you ready?" she asked, her voice shaking. Jake nodded. "I think so." Lily grabbed his shoulder. "I'm not letting you go alone," she said. "You don't have to," Jake replied. "The ship will help." Lily's eyes narrowed. "How?" Jake pointed to the ship in the distance. "It is going to do something," he said, "and we need to be there." Lily stared at the alien ship. "What if it kills us?" Jake shook his head. "It won't," he said. "It's not a weapon." Lily looked at him for a long moment. Then she climbed into the shuttle with him. The human fleet followed them, keeping a safe distance. The unknown ships followed too, curious. The debris field was vast. It was full of old wrecks and broken pieces of metal. It was a graveyard. As Jake's shuttle moved deeper into the field, the ship's light pulsed in his mind. "You are close," it said. Jake looked out the window. He saw a cluster of wrecks that looked different from the rest. They were older, darker. They seemed to absorb light instead of reflecting it. "What is that?" Lily whispered. Jake swallowed. "The seal," he said. The shuttle drifted closer. The unknown ships moved in behind them, forming a circle. One of the unknown ships fired a beam. It was aimed at the alien ship's position, not at Jake. The beam cut through space like a knife. Jake's shuttle shook. Lily gripped the controls. "They're trying to destroy the ship," she shouted. "No," Jake said. "They're trying to break the seal." The beam hit the cluster of wrecks. For a moment, nothing happened. Then the wrecks began to move, not like metal floating, like something waking. Dark shapes rose from the debris. They were not ships, they were not machines, they were like shadows given form. The unknown ships stopped firing. Their engines slowed, their lights dimmed. They were afraid. The dark shapes moved toward the unknown ships. They did not attack. They simply existed. They were like a wall of darkness. The unknown ships tried to retreat, but the dark shapes followed. The unknown ships fired again, but their beams bounced off the shadows as if hitting nothing. The shadows absorbed the energy. The unknown ships began to panic. The human fleet watched in silence. Jake's heart pounded. "What are those?" he whispered. The ship's voice came to him, calm as ever. "The remnants," it said. "The enemy you were never meant to fight." Lily stared at the shadows. "Why are they here?" she asked. The ship's light pulsed. "They were sealed here," the ship said. "I kept them locked away." But the unknown ships tried to break the seal. Now the seal is opening. Jake looked at the unknown ships. "They did this," he said. "They opened it." The shadows moved closer to the unknown ships. One of the unknown ships tried to fire a beam at them, but the beam vanished. The unknown ships began to break apart. Their hulls tore like paper. Their engines exploded. The dark shapes swallowed them. The human fleet held its breath. The shadows turned toward the human ships. Lily's voice trembled. "They're coming this way." Jake felt the ship's presence in his mind. "Do not fear," it said. "How can I not fear?" Jake asked. "Because you are human," the ship replied. "You are not made for fear. You are made for hope." Jake closed his eyes. He thought of his mother's smile, his father's laugh. Lily's fierce love. The people of the outpost who worked hard every day. He thought of all the small things that made life worth living, and he understood. The shadows were not evil. They were empty. They were hungry for meaning. They were the result of war and pride. They were the leftovers of a species that had tried to use the ship as a weapon. The ship had sealed them away because it could not destroy them. But humans were different. Humans could change. Jake opened his eyes. "Lily," he said, "we have to do something." Lily looked at him. "What? We have to show them we are not like the unknown ships," Jake said. "We have to show them we are not a weapon." Lily frowned. "How?" Jake pointed to the alien ship. "The ship is going to help us," he said, "but we have to help it too." Lily stared at him. "How do we help it?" Jake took a deep breath. "We have to close the seal," he said. Lily's eyes widened. "How?" Jake looked at the map in his mind. The ship had shown him the path. It was dangerous. It was the only way. "We have to go to the center of the debris field," he said. "The ship will open a portal. We have to guide the shadows back into it." Lily's face went pale. "That sounds like suicide." Jake nodded. "Maybe," he said, "but if we don't, the shadows will reach the outpost. They will reach other worlds." Lily swallowed. "Okay," she said. "Let's do it." The ship opened a path. The debris field shifted, creating a clear route. Jake's shuttle flew through it, guided by the ship's light. The shadows moved behind them, slow and silent. The human fleet followed at a distance, ready to retreat if needed. As they reached the center, the ship's light grew brighter. A hole opened in space. It looked like a door made of stars. The shadows moved toward it. Jake's shuttle hovered near the edge. "Now," the ship said. Jake and Lily pushed the shuttle forward. They flew into the door of stars. The shadows followed. For a moment, everything went dark. Then Jake saw light. It was not the same light as before. It was brighter, cleaner. It felt like a new beginning. The shadows entered the portal and vanished. The door closed. The debris field fell silent. The unknown ships were gone. The shadows were gone. The outpost was safe. Jake and Lily floated in their shuttle, breathing hard. "Did we do it?" Lily asked. Jake looked at the stars. "I think so," he said. The ship's light returned. It was calm. It was satisfied. "You have done well," it said. Jake felt a wave of relief. "Are we safe now?" he asked. "For now," the ship replied, "but the galaxy is wide. There will be others." Lily looked at Jake. "We did it," she whispered. Jake nodded. "We did," he said. Back at the outpost, people cheered. The human fleet returned. The scientists and commanders looked at the alien ship with new respect. They understood now that the ship was not a weapon. It was a guardian. Ben Carter approached Jake and Lily. "You saved us," he said. "You saved everyone." Jake shook his head. "The ship saved us," he said. "I just listened." Maya Lewis smiled. "You did more than that," she said. "You showed us what it means to be human." Lily put her hand on Jake's shoulder. "And you showed us what it means to be brave," she said. Jake looked at the alien ship in the distance. It was quiet now. Its light was soft. It seemed to be sleeping again. The ship had chosen humanity, and humanity had chosen to be worthy. As the sun rose over the outpost, Jake stood on the viewing platform. He watched the stars. He felt small. He felt important. He felt like the future was waiting, and for the first time in his life, he felt ready to meet it. For thousands of years, an alien ship lay adrift, until a 12-year-old human found it.